is Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, and welcome to the Sophia Melone Show, where we make debt freedom the new norm and wealth building the natural nature of habit. I am so excited to be before you guys today because we are going to talk about how to make budgeting easy. So many times we find it challenging and hard to operate from a budget when budgeting is one of the main things that will allow you to experience debt freedom. So this week, I'm dedicating this week's episode to show you exactly what you need to do to make budgeting easy for yourself so that you can allow budgeting to walk you into debt freedom. All right, how to make budgeting easy. You make budgeting easy by simply taking a piece of paper and a pen and writing out your numbers. All you have to do is write out what are your necessary expenses, what are the things that you pay out on a day-to-day, on a day-to-day, on a day-to-day, on a day-to-day during the month. I need you to take out a sheet of paper, write those things out, and document how much you are spending for each bill. For example, you always start with your income. How much money are you bringing in the door? What you want to do is you want to outline all of your sources of income and document that on your sheet. Calculate it, tally it up so you can know exactly how much income you're bringing in the door for that particular month. Step 2, you want to make sure that you're summarizing all of your expenses. After you've listed out all of your expenses during the month, total it up. What does it come up to? If your total expenses equates to $3,000, then you take that number and subtract that from your income so you can compute step 3, which is your cash flow. In order for you to figure out what you're working with, you have to subtract your expenses from your income, and that will give you your cash flow. Now, if you're in the negative, then you have a negative cash flow. If you have a positive number, then you have a positive cash flow. If you have 0, that means you broke even. See how easy that is? All it takes is just for you to take a moment to sit down and write down your income sources, your expenses, and compute the difference. Now, here's where people struggle the most. They struggle with operating from a budget consistently. So I want to share with you 3 simple things that you can do to make sure that you are budgeting on a consistent basis, because the consistency of your budgeting is what allows you to experience and get closer to the debt freedom desire that you are seeking to achieve. One way in order to start to allow you to have a consistent budget is to schedule weekly meetings with yourself. This is so important. You want to make sure that you are scheduling times to sit down and go over your numbers, create your budget, see where you stand, assess your points of contact. It's so important for you to be able to schedule this time and honor the time that you schedule in your calendar. For me, I have a schedule that's set every Saturday at 8 o'clock a.m. I am up and I have that time allotted to go over my budgets and to go over my numbers. You guys, operating from this plan has helped me in significant ways because it was allowing me to see exactly how I was doing with my budgeting process. Granted, I may not have been creating the budget every Saturday, but because I was making a commitment to going over the numbers, it allowed me to see where I was scaling off or what things I could do differently. It's important to take advantage of scheduling bi-weekly meetings or weekly meetings with yourself to go over your budget because it helps build that discipline that creates the consistency. Number 2, the next thing that you can do to make sure that you're budgeting consistently is to actually pull out all of your bank statements, right? You want to make sure that you're logging into your accounts, you're pulling out your budget sheets, and you're cross-checking what you have on your budget sheet in comparison to what's actually happening in your bank account. It's so important that you do this because when you are cross-checking and you're validating your numbers, that is actually helping you build confidence and discipline in your budgeting process. Last but not least, step number 3. What you want to make sure that you do is that you keep your why in front of you. It is so important to keep your financial goals at the forefront because that is what is allowing you to stay motivated. In this game of financial prosperity and in this game of budgeting, motivation is key. And the one way to stay motivated is by focusing and honing in on your goals. So what are your financial goals? What are the dreams? What do you want for your life? What do you see? How do you want your abundant life to look? Begin to think of those things and attach the why to it, because the why will keep you going. The why will remind you of why you're even budgeting in the first place. I'm here to share with you guys that budgeting can transform your financial relationship, but it's up to you to decide if you're going to operate from one. Remember, your financial prosperity awaits you, and it is up to you to take action on making debt freedom your new norm. And you do that by operating from a budget. Start with budgeting. You guys, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. And you will thank me later. Trust me. Trust me. Tie your why to your budgets, and then tie your budgets to your end result or your end desire, and watch you get there. All right. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Sophia Melone Show, where we make debt freedom the new norm and wealth building the natural nature of habit. Remember to invite a friend in the room. Get somebody in this room and let them know that this is something that they need to begin doing if they want to see a transformation in their financial lives. I believe in you. I know that you can do this, and I want you to be able to share this information with the others in your community. So share this out. Make sure you like it. And if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Remember, your financial prosperity awaits you, and I look forward to seeing you guys while you make debt freedom your new norm.